Hey, how's it going everybody? It's me, Scott. Welcome back to One Last Hand. Welcome back to ISS Vanguard, which we think is the final episode of ISS Vanguard. We're not 100% sure, but we last time out. If you haven't watched any of the series, I'd recommend clicking on the playlist in the description below. That'll take you to episode 1. But we were doing this, the Thorn Zikov object, and we managed to work our way through kind of the openings, the labyrinth of tunnels to get to the builder's vault, and this is where we pick it up. Now, there was a few steps that we had to do. One of them was our man Samath has recovered, but I think we only removed 1 injury and 1 injury dice. Everybody else only had 1 injury, so we've managed to get them back. We've reset cards. We managed to get a few dice back as well, but I don't really know what happens from here, so we're going to dive into the tablet and see where we go. Let's find out, shall we?
Away team, exploration report 1945I. At the end of the maze of corridors and ramps, we emerged into a wide-open cavern, its floor consisting of large floating platforms, smooth and reflective like a mirror. The lights of our mecha suits were too weak to reach the other side. In front of us, painted white by constant barrage of lighting, a step pyramid floated, with a large door and complex locking mechanism. Behind it, there was a suspended tower of some sort, its top drawing in most of the lighting that constantly poured from the ceiling above. And in 4 corners of the large pyramid, we noticed 4 smaller ones, each with a strange catafalque connected to the main pyramid with a thick cable. It was one thing to know the builders managed to dig their facility into the densest, heaviest matter of the universe, but now we also knew they made machines out of it. This wasn't the end of our surprises. As we stopped admiring the view in front of us, a giant machine emerged from the darkness, a colossal robot, emitting a force field that shielded something just under its spidery legs. Behind the field, we caught a glimpse of something green and vibrant. A window to another world that this hulking machine kept moving with itself. How was all of it connected? How could we open the door? We knew we had little time left to find out.
Honestly, I have no idea. If this is going to be a really short episode, I apologise. I might have linked it to the previous one, but we'll find out. I don't know what a catafalque is either. Okay. Place all crew members in Sector 1. Okay. I can do that. Sector 1 is up here. We'll just tuck them kind of off to the top there and round the side so we can read it. Okay. Oops. Security's had enough. Okay. Place the builder's Biomebot threat card in the indicated space. Okay. The builders, so these are all the ones that we haven't seen by going to all of the planets. The builder's Biomebot. Okay, we have that here. This is the builder's Biomebot, whatever the heck that is. Look at it. It's like it's patrolling a whole world. Have we got a model for that? On the space on the top edge of the planet board. I'm going to tuck them over here just so we can keep them in shot. Find cards PO 91 and 92. Let's have a little look. 91 and 92. Here they are. Okay, 91. Place them face down in the indicated Biomebot's POI pile next to the Biomebot's threat. What? Okay, so we've got threat cards. I'm just going to tuck these off to the top. Threat cards should be here. Threat cards should be here and here. This says, find cards POI 91 and 92, place them face down in the indicated Biomebot's POI pile next to the Biomebot's threat. What? Am I missing something? Is there something else? Place the Biome threat card in the indicated space on the top edge of the planet board. Place them face down in the indicated POI, or maybe on this side it tells us. Yeah, okay, fine. So if I tuck this way, we can put these here. 91 and 92, I guess in that order. I don't know. So that card 92 is on top. I can read I can't really read instructions. Okay. Place the builder's Biomebot standee in Sector 2. What the heck does that one look like? Ah, here we go. I found it. Sector 2. It's over here. Okay, I'm going to tuck this like this for now, just so we can read that card as well. Reminder, when a POI is replaced by the Biomebot's POI, all dice tokens and markers placed on this card are discarded. If there are fewer than 4 crew members in play, perform the following steps. There's not, but there will be soon. Okay. Are these still the same steps? If there's no science crew member, no security, no recon, no. If the rules of the vault lock in Sector 9 are connected to the 4 pedestals in 2, 4, 6 and 8. No, when a new POI card is placed in the Biomebot's ability, by the Biomebot's ability, all markers and dice on the previous POI are discarded. To operate the vault lock, you may need to find a way to stop or control the Biomebot. Flip all tokens in to their turn available side and start a new set of planetary exploration. Okay, so we'll have a read of this in a second, but obviously it sounds like this thing is going to be jumping around from these places, and we're trying to trigger these things. So while it's here, we're going to have a problem. And every time there's an S1, an S4, an S3 over here. Shall we read what this is, where we are, and all the rest of it, and then we'll figure out what we're doing. The Builder's Vault. Our mecha suits are barely holding together. Oh, hold on. Before we do all this, I'm an idiot. So I'm just going to click proceed. We're jumping back to this because I think I was meant to listen to 780. Let's just find out. There is no going back from this mission. The fate of the human species depends on you, and preparations for another landing could take too long. The crew member who gained the 4th injury makes a survival check. Roll all 3 dice. All 3 injury dice. If the result is either 1 or 2, the survival check is flip this card, crew member. So I think I was meant to do this. We were meant to do this last time, but they came back in the instructions at the end anyway. So. Okay, so we carry on. So that was that. Right, let's get back to where we are. Sorry about that. I think I was meant to do that when it happened, and I didn't. Okay, so where were we? Success is now clear view. The labyrinth led us to an enormous cavern with a central vault. We only need to find a way to unlock it. Before unimaginable forces unleashed around us claim our lives. Mission: the vault. Opening the vault. Chaotic energies and electrical discharges in the air are too much even for the mecha suits to handle. Fortunately, the objective is almost within our grasp. We must find a way to open the door of this ancient vault. Okay, down here we've got the gathering storm. Sparks jump between the fingers of our mecha suits. Small discharges of lightning hit the tower. Spend 1 die to move, that's not too bad, and then we discard this condition, so we maybe want to move as quickly as possible. Right, we're up here, the point of the area, the highest point of the area seems to draw a violent lightning strike. Enable the tower is an eyeball, a spanner, and a computer, and we get to go to a log. Each crew member in this sector rolls if we get any basic results or anything else. Okay, that's a bit rubbish. I got anything that can help with that? Not really. Okay, so we probably want to spread people out. We've got the malfunctioning pedestal. We won't worry about reading this, but looking at this, how do we get from here to anywhere else? Travel to the plateau, place your crew member on sectors 3 to 7. 3 or 7. Okay, so if we want to, we can travel to these locations, or we can return to the tower, okay, by spending a dice. And then equally, we can, when we're in this space, we can we can roll A to do this. Okay, that seems sensible. Okay, so you're still over here. Let's have a read of the Biomebot then, shall we? And see what you've got to tell us. The Builder's Biomebot. The hulking creature roams the dead landscapes, carrying a piece of a different reality under a protective bubble. Whenever Builder's Biomebot would leave, I'm just going to call it BB from now on, would leave sector with a whenever the BB would leave sector, place the POI card from that sector at the bottom of the Biomebot's POI pile first. Travel. Place the POI card from the sector with the builder's Biomebot at the bottom of the Biomebot's POI pile. Move the builder's Biomebot to the connected sector that's one number higher. If there is no such sector, place it in sector 2 instead. So it's just going to move from around, right? Place the POI card from the sector with the builder's Biomebot at the bottom of the Biomebot's pile and move the builder's Biomebot to the connected sector. Okay? So does that include sector 3 and 7? Guess so. Builder's Biomebot will never itself enter the sector where Re-origination beam is present. If Re-origination beam is present, if it's present in the sector, the Builder's Biomebot would travel to cancel that travel instead. What? The biome charge. Place the POI card from the sector with the builder's Biomebot at the bottom of the Biomebot's pile. Then take the top card from the Biomebot's pile and place it on top of any cards in the sector with the Biomebot. Okay, I might have to read that again, but I think what it's saying is this thing is going to work its way round, possibly going to these places first as well, from the sounds of things. So is there a chance that we could come here and activate this one, and then have two people jump to this one when it goes from here to here? No, because let's think about this, it's going to have moved to here by the time we got those done, right? So I don't think there's going to be any way that we can get all of these on whilst it's going. So I suspect the answer to our problems is in the POIs that he's got, the Biomebot has got, that we're going to need to do. But I'm just going to pause and have a reread of this and just make sure I understand it. Okay. I just want to check, was I meant to do anything with the rear? I reckon the beam is going to turn on here, because it didn't tell us to do anything with the beam as far as I can tell. So I think what's going to happen is it starts here, it's going to, every time it travels, which is once every other event mainly, although we've got some biomes here. I don't know what this symbol means. But this is going to work its way round here, and it looks like we have to come and activate all these. We need all of them to be on and probably then do something here, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, we're starting here, so this one has something very specific to the engineer. So we really want Jesse to be there. But again, if we think about moving, it's going to cost us one move here, then cost us one move here. So we're not going to be able to do anything on our turn. But we could try and get, because it doesn't seem like, at this moment in time, it doesn't seem like it does any damage to us. I wonder if we could get people kind of spread out, ready to go. But then we've still got to get back here, and it's going to jump from here to here and then deactivate that one. But that gives us time. Really like that card that stops the stop us an event from happening. That would be nice, because we had a thing in our one of our people had a you can remove all time from time tracks. That might be quite nice. But since there's only two, maybe not. Okay, well, either way, what the heck are we going to do? Do we want to try and do this? Enable the tower? I'm going to guess we need to wait. Each crew member in this sector rolls a danger die I. So it feels like moving with most of our people is going to be the right call, because the biome change doesn't do anything to us. So place the POI card from the sector with the builder's Biomebot at the bottom of the Biomebot's pile. So there's nothing in there at the moment. Move the Biomebot to the next connected sector. That is one higher. If there is no such sector, place it in 2. Important, the builder's Biomebot will never enter a sector with a Re-origination beam. Biome change. Place the POI card from the sector with builder's Biomebot at the bottom of the pile. Then take the top card from the Biomebot's pile and place it in here. So what do we do if there is none? So travel is place the POI card from the sector with the Biomobots at the bottom of the pile, right? And then move. So there is none. So it's then going to move here. And then we're going to put this out. Sounds like it. Place the POI card from the sector of the Biomebot. So everything's just going to keep moving, right? So maybe we do this first. Let's try that. I don't know. We want to get the engineer over here, so we don't want to trigger this with you. An eyeball, a spanner, and a computer. Anyone got any of those? The engineer. You've got them. Eyeball, spanner. Oh no, you haven't got. You've got a spanner. You got an eyeball. You do have a computer as well, so it makes sense for you to be trying this. Does anyone want to help? We don't want any of these symbols. What rerolls have we got? Well, we've got everyone here. We've got a few, right? I've also got a charge that can change a result when you would gain an injury. A couple of rerolls. Okay. Do I want to put an extra couple in here? I don't know if I do. Don't know if I do. Okay. I've got, I mean, everyone's here who could assist, right? Is there, this needs a computer. This is the only other one that needs a computer. We're sending the engineer there, so maybe we could put the computer in from this one. This doesn't need an eyeball, so maybe we get you to help with an eyeball. Okay. But then we've got more chances of getting, we've got quite a lot of re-roll, lots of dice. I think we're fine. Okay, so we've got an eyeball and a thingy. We've got this. I need to re-roll this. That's bad news. I need to re-roll this. That's good news, right? So that gives us a success. But then I've got to re-roll 2 dice. Oh, okay, I've got return the dice to their owner's spent pool to turn 1 die to another result. I'm just going to put yours here, put yours here. We'll turn this to a Vanguard, right? I guess. Oh, we could have done it the other way, right? We could have changed this to. Oh no, that doesn't. Well, no, that does work, right? We could have changed you to that. So essentially, we've got it 8, 9, 7 without any negatives. Is the plus point 8, 9, 7. This is where the re-origination beam comes in, right? Surely. Place the re-origination beam fret card in the indicated space on top of the planet board. Okay, I'm going to tuck this here for now, I think, but I'm going to read it first. Place a marker in the indicated space next to the travel fast rule on the re-origination beam. Place the re-origination beam standee. I mean, I've got no idea what that one is. Just looks like a giant beam. What actually is it? None of these look like that. What is this? Hold on, let me get the rule book, because the rule book has the standees in. Re-origination beam. The re-origination beam is not on here. Is it one of these? I don't know what that. Don't know what it looks like. Bombardment / re-origination beam. Holy moly! It's just like a set of missiles. Okay, great. Now, where was I? Re-origination beam. Place the re-origination beam in sector 7. Boop. Replace the card in sector 1 with 446. Okay. Boop. An active tower. Right, let's just read this again. Place a re-origination beam fret card in the fret space indicated next to the board. Place a marker in the indicated space next to the fret. Travel fast rule on the re-origination beam. Place the re-origination beam standee in sector 7. Replace the card in sector 1. Okay, so the re-origination beam says travel. Resolve the rule below that's marked with the marker. Travel slow, travel fast. Okay, so travel slow is move the re-origination beam to a connected sector that is 1 number lower. If there is no such sector, place it in 8. Instead, If a builder's Biomebot is present in this sector, the re-origination beam would travel to cancel that travel. Okay, I think it just means they're not going to be in the same space, but I'm not 100% sure. Place the re-origination beam in the sector that's 2 numbers lower and may be reached with the travel paths. If there is no such sector, place it in 8. Okay, and then we've got travel, 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 and then travel, reset this track. Okay, so I'm going to tuck you here, I guess, for us just to keep track of you. You're those cards, this goes here, and we need to put a marker on travel fast, I think it said, right? Place a marker on the travel fast. When does this change then? When does this change? Resolve the rule below has the marker. So I'm guessing we're going to find a way to slow it down. That makes some sense, right? Okay. So now our active tower says the tower focuses the energy into a slow-moving ionized beam of destruction. Change the beam's speed. Okay. So a shield and a eyeball. No, a shield and a helix would change its speed. Reset the beam. Okay. Okay. So our first action was with the scientist to do that, and then we want to move, really, right? I don't know where we want to move. I mean, you're going to travel, so maybe bringing you over here wouldn't be the worst shout, because you are just going to travel. Travel is place the re-origination beam in sector 2 numbers lower. If there is no sector, place it in 8 instead. If the builder's by, I don't really know what it does. But what does it actually do? Maybe this is going to trigger something. I don't know. Place a re-origination beam, origination beam sector 2 numbers lower, and maybe reduce the travel path for those sector. Place it in 8. Doesn't actually say that it's doing anything. It's just traveling. I'm going to guess there's something at some point that's going to trigger. Okay, well, either way, we're going to move here, spending a die. So what checks have we got here? Arms, compasses, and wrenches. You could do that. Or arms, compasses, and helixes. You could do that as well. Okay, so we'll spend this one, I think. Oh no, you'll spend this blue Vanguard one. Okay, now we have to draw an event. This event is, do we have any of those symbols? We don't. If no icons match this card, progress all time tracks by 1. So you're going to go here, boop. You're going to go here, boop. And you're going to go here. And you are going to travel by, and then biome change. So you're going to go here. And the biome change is place the POI card from the sector of the builder's Biomebot at the bottom of the pile, then place the top card in this sector. So this is a serene paradise. Let's go there. A window into a garden world full of friendly life forms and edible fruit. Each crew member who ends their turn here in this sector refreshes 2 dice and draws 1 section card. Whenever you rest in this sector, refresh all dice. Okay, but you are now here. Okay. And the and the thing is going to move 2 spaces. Boop, boop. Okay. Okay, so now we probably want to try and get you over here, right? But if we were, let's have a think about this. We'd move 1, 2, then this would move here, then it would move there again, right? Okay. So we're okay with this going fast for the time being, because in theory we want to get everybody out of the way. I don't think slowing it down matters that much. Okay. So with that being the case, it's our turn again. We want to get the engineer over here. So eyeballs, compasses, and spanners and computers. You can almost do that. You're not great without a computer, but you're not great without a eyeball, but you do have a couple of re-rolls. Okay, so let's trigger you to move here. Each crew member who ends their turn here, we don't want to end our turn here and then move here. Currently, it just spends us 2 dice to move here, or 2. I'm assuming we can just. Oh yeah, this is always travel from here. So I need to discard 2 dice. Let's get rid of a Vanguard and a blue thingy over here. Okay. So that's your 2 actions. You are now done. Okay, so we flip this over and we take an event card. We do not have that symbol. I still don't know what the lightning symbol means. Is that on any of these cards? I've never seen it before. I might have to have a look in the rulebook. I can't see that this lightning symbol exists anywhere. It might be on some of these global condition cards, obviously. But considering it's on most of these. Okay, so that's our turn. We are taking the next event card, which is ambush. Are we in any of those symbols? We are not. So this moves up 1. Boop. This moves up 1. Reset this track. And this moves up 1. So this goes here. Okay. Oh, no, but you would keep moving, right? So this says, place the important. The Biomebot will never enter the sector with the reorganization beam. This one says, if the builder's biome is present in the sector, reorganization beam would travel to cancel that travel instead. Okay, so you would travel here. But what do you actually do? What do you do? Place the reorganization beam in the sector that's 2 numbers lower, which we've done, and may be reached by travel paths. Oh, okay, so you can't be reached by travel paths? So that means you come back over here, I think. But I don't actually understand what you're doing. I guess I need it to be in a certain place at a certain point in time. Don't know. Well, we want security over this side because these are better. But now this thing is in the worst possible place, right? Maybe we want to reset the beam, each crew member in this sector, or we want to change its speed. I don't know if I really understand what I'm doing right at this moment. Okay. Oh, I didn't move you, so you... Oh, no, you reset, right? So you're not travelling. Okay. Do I try and change its speed and get it going around 1 at a time? Does that help me? Don't know if it does. So our engineer has been, you haven't been. Hold on, I moved the wrong dice, right? Clearly. So the engineer actually went. So you've got computers, spanners, and sort of eyeballs. So we'll move a compass, I guess. And one of these. That was for you to move twice, right? Okay, I think that's fine. Right. So there is something else. We can inspect the reliefs. There's something we can do on all of these. The question I've got is whether I should be slowing down this thing. I don't know if it matters. Because these things, they're moving, but they're not really doing anything. I mean, we don't know what this is. We also don't know what's going to happen over here. Something bad, I'm sure. But let's move security, shall we? Why haven't you got any dice? They're up here. Hold on. What is happening? What have I done here? How have I got myself in such a muddle so quickly? I think you had a computer and I think you had an eyeball, maybe? You definitely had a computer. You definitely had an eyeball. And someone else helped with a computer, right? Or with a spanner. You had a spanner. Someone else will help with a computer? Let's have a think about this. So you have done one thing and moved once. So that kind of half explains what's going on here. You haven't done anything yet. You've moved twice, which is your check. So how have we got 3 dice here? You started, right? You did this thing. So what did you do? Did you do anything? Ah, so maybe you haven't been. I moved you here. And you've... and I got rid of a die for you accidentally when I should have got rid of 2 dice for you. Maybe that's the situation. Or a die for you because you moved. You did the first check and then moved, right? I think that's possibly right. So that means all 3 have had a go apart from you. I've done 3 events. I think we're okay. Right, so the recon. Compass, pickaxe, helix. We want you down here, really. So let's spend 2 dice. We'll get rid of this one. And we'll get rid of this Vanguard one to go boop, boop. Okay. This pedestal is swirling. No, is surrounded by strange anomalies. The wires atop it flow in all directions and bend into strange figures. If this dice check is made in this crew member oh, they've all got different. I see. So we want to send you this way because this is, if it was made by the recon section, we can turn it into these symbols, into Vanguard symbols. I see. So maybe we want to get rid of a different die. That one. Okay. That's your 2 moves. We need another event. Okay. We're not in a place with any of those symbols, so this moves here. This goes here. You travel. Boop. And then you place this card down. Molten hellscape, a window into a world that looks like it's inside of a pressure cooker filled with superheated acids. Each crew member who starts their turn there rolls in this sector rolls danger dice B, but we would gain a unique discovery down here if we take samples. But how do we get these cards back? Oh, he's going to come round again and do it. I'm guessing he doesn't do anything when there's no cards here. We should have been doing these things, right? Okay. And I'm guessing these are connected, whereas this isn't connected, so he's never going to come up here and remove this card. Okay. Right. So that was everyone's turn. We need you to move 2, right? Boop, boop. Okay, and you're now here. Okay, not sure I've got this right or what the heck is happening, but okay. I can't do 2 special actions, so I guess I just want to connect to this interface and see what happens. But we also know something bad's definitely going to happen once we turn that card over, right? Okay. I mean, these things are not doing nothing. I mean, this is obviously just making it difficult to do what we want, which I think is put dice down here or markers down here. But something's going to trigger. Do I want to slow this thing down? Do I want to slow this down? What would be the benefit? I don't know. So there was a thing that said whenever the builder's thingy, this hulking creature roams, every time this goes into a space, it's going to reset the things, right? Doesn't say it on the card, weirdly. Take the top card from that Biomebot and place it on the pile and the sector's name, but that's when the markers and stuff comes off. So what are we doing? Is this the one where security needed to go here, which means science needs to be down here? So let's have a think about what we're going to do. Every time you go somewhere, I'm just going to reread the log again, if I can remember the number. Bear with me. Okay, I'm back. I did get this wrong. So the first thing it says, I know it's hard to believe that I got it wrong. First thing it says is place the Biomebot in Sector 2. When the POI is replaced by the Biomebot, replaced by the Biomebot's POI card, all dice tokens and markers placed on that POI are discarded. But it also says place the Biomebot's POI card in Sector 2, which is this serene paradise. So with that being the case, we are in here, but we can't really do anything here. So with that being the case, I might have swapped this round slightly. Let's assume that science hasn't moved at all. So let's assume that instead of moving you here, I would have moved you here. What did science do on their turn? I got all mixed up with these turn orders, right? Let's assume that you moved twice. I'm going to get rid of another card here, and let's assume that you stayed where you are. I think I've got this just the wrong way around, but let's assume you stayed where you are up here. Okay. So at least we're in a place where it kind of makes sense for people to be. Now I think this thing's going to continue to go around. Every time it goes into a space, it's going to pick up a POI card and put down one, but we don't have any of those. We don't have any cards left. Place a POI in block Sector 2. If there are no crew members, blah, blah, blah. The rules of the Vault lock in Sector 9 are connected to pedestals 2, 4, 6 and 8. Note, when the POI card is placed by the Biomebot ability, all markers, dice and previous POIs are discarded. To operate the Vault lock, you may need to find a way to control the bot. Flip all turn tokens to their return available side. Okay. So it makes sense for us to do a check down here, right? It's bad news because we don't really have anything for you to do the check with. You need a pickaxe. You don't have one. Oh no, you do have one. You need a compass. You got one of those. You need an atom. You kind of have one of those. Okay. Oh, this turns into an atom. So, okay, let's assume that this is where we left it off, and we'll pick it up from here. So we're gonna have you do your check. You're gonna do a pickaxe, a compass. We're gonna roll this one, which can be a Vanguard if we get it. So, okay, we've got a Vanguard at least. Oops. So we need to re-roll these two. If you have 2 biomes, you can re-roll 2. Okay, that sounds good. Perfect. That is exactly what we wanted. So this card says we can treat these as Vanguards, but equally this person can change them to the results we needed. So we're going to go to log. I probably should have done these reliefs. 733. This might give us a clue at least. The crew member performing this special action or any assisting crew member in the same sector may expend a dice to imbue the pedestal with part of their memories and experience. This die will be permanently lost, placing the sacrificed dice in an outline on the point of interest card in your sector, any side up. The side you choose will determine one icon of the open lock special action in Sector 9. If there are 2 icons of the chosen side, you can choose any of them when opening the lock. Any effects that replace or cover this point of interest will remove it. Okay, so we now know that when we do this check, we're going to have to place dice here, and then that's going to be the lock check. Okay, but we know that you're going to come round here. Let's have a think about this. You're going to come round here. When you get here, you're going to pick up this card and replace it with nothing. Then you're going to move here and put that card down and place it here. So really, we want to be doing this one last, really, right? We want to get up here and do this one so we can move around. Well, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen here, but nothing good, I don't think. Okay, so these all go over here. I'd really like to inspect the release, but I can't do that on this turn, but maybe we can get you to do it, because in theory these cards are not going to be replaced, right, for a long while. So do I want to put a dice down? The problem with putting a dice down is that it's going to get cleared. Let's have a think about this. So let's just assume it goes on the normal time track. It's going to move, then stop, then move, then stop. You do not place the bio beam in sector 2 numbers lower. May be reached with travel points. If no such sector, place it on sector 8. If the builder's Biomebot is present in the sector, Re-origination beam with travel. I can only assume that this is going to do something with the Re-origination. Do I want to put a dice down? Let's have a think about this. This is going to move here, nothing's going to happen. This is going to move here, nothing's going to happen. This is going to move here, nothing's going to happen. It's then going to move here and pick this up. Then it's going to move here and pick this up and put that down. Then it's going to move here and put that down, which will cover that card. But that's in 1. So it's not going to travel next time. So that's in 1. Is it going to? It's not going to travel the time after. I'm just going to check the reset track. Does it go back to the start? I mean, it goes off, right? So you're going to travel here. You're not going to travel next time. Or after this turn, you're not going to travel. Then you're going to travel. Then you're not going to travel. Then you're going to travel. Or is it next time you're not going to travel, reset the track? Yeah, so every other turn it's going to move. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turns before it gets there. So maybe, but we obviously don't know what the beam is doing. Clearly it does something. Do I want to put a dice down? Let's do it. Let's sacrifice a computer and a helix for here. Okay, we've done it. We've made a choice. Okay, so that was our first action. I could rest. Don't think there's any point. Let's take an event. Okay, so there's a cooling malfunction. We can either do this or do that. I'm gonna use our mech bot thingy here to put a marker on here, which allows me to draw a different event. Okay, this one doesn't have the timer on, so that means the time track moves along. So let's do you first. We just reset this track. So that goes up there. This goes here, so you're traveling too. This could be bad. And you slide off the end here. Discard this condition. Okay, the next global condition is Forests of Lightning. Each crew member who starts their turn in a sector with the lightning bolt, and without a builder's Biomebot, immediately rolls a warning. A destructive storm will break out soon. Move to connected sector. We've got 2 time on this. Move to a connected sector is a roll, and any compasses or computers means we have to roll a danger die. But we're all going to have to roll a danger die in a couple of turns anyway, and you're going to die from it. Okay. Unless I move you to a sector without that. Okay, that's the end of the turn. So I probably want you to do your thing and then move here. Maybe. Did you do anything else? You didn't, right? But now you're there. Okay. So let's get you to do your thing, because if you're here, you're somewhat safe. So you are going to do a spanner. Haven't got one of those. A strength, we do have one of those, and a compass, we have one of those. So I don't have that, but I'm going to roll this. Okay, you've got some, what have we got? Discard an event card you just drew without resolving its text. That's not too bad, actually. Okay, so maybe we just got one reroll. I can get someone to help from another sector. What do I need? Well, I think we've got a couple of... I've got a reroll, so let's see what we get. A Vanguard and a Compass, and we'll use our reroll. Oops, that's not a discard pile, that is. We'll use our reroll to get a strength. So that's a strength, a compass, and a spanner. So all of these come down here into your sector. I get to choose one. Let's choose this, I guess, to put here. Problem is, if we do use all of these die, we're in trouble, but still think that's the right thing to do. Again, could have inspected the reliefs, but I didn't. So, and then we're going to move, which is do a dice roll. And if I get a computer, a compass, or an exclamation mark, I'm in trouble. We're all good. Okay, and that makes you somewhat safe here, right? Okay, we flip this over, and then we do an event. Deadly Trap. So this wouldn't advance time tracks, but would mean we have to roll the danger die. So we're going to have to use this card to ignore an event, because that would be really bad for us. Really bad. For him specifically. Okay. So these things don't move along. None of the time tracks move. This is the problem, right? We can't do anything up here until this goes. But we could get someone there waiting. Okay, so we want security down here doing their thing. So let's move you. It's cocked. Okay, perfect. Each crew member who starts their turn in a lightning sector. So you had already been. So you had to roll a danger die. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, that's on me. Hold on. That's a 4-prong on an A. 4-prong on an A is nothing. So we're a little bit fortunate there. But any other one who starts their turn on a lightning sector is meant to do that. So we're going to move you down here. I spent the dice roll to do it, and then we're going to do a shield, strength, and a helix. This one looks bad, so I'm going to use these two as well, which can be used to turn them into vanguards, I think, just in case. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we've got a strength, we've got a shield. We've got this that can be used to turn into a vanguard, but I do have an exclamation mark, but that doesn't do anything. I wonder if we should be checking these reliefs, but we are where we are, right? I didn't go to the log. 733. They're all the same, are they? Yeah, they're all 733, so that's fine. So this doesn't do anything? No. These all go over here, and we get to choose a die to put in here. Let's just check it. 733. Place the sacrifice. May imbue. So a sacrifice dice can be any die, right? So we've got a computer, we've got a pickaxe. We may as well do. We've got eyeballs. We've got a few eyeballs dotted around. Let's put this one here. Okay, now you do an event. Hold on, that was your move and your event. Yeah, you do an event. So this turns over. We're not in a place with these symbols. Have we got anything that stops this when you would gain an injury? No. So this moves up one. You move up one, travel and reset this track. So this is going to go up here. And you travel here. But whenever you would replace a POI card from that sector, right? Place the POI card from the bottom of this sector to here. We haven't got any. So you move here. This, I'm not sure I'm getting this right, but bearing in mind we're putting these down, let's just make sure should we have been moving these along all of the time? Quite possibly. Travel, place the POI card from the, I'm just going to read this for about the 100th time. Place the POI card from the sector with the builder's Biomebot at the bottom of the Biomebot's POI pile. Oh, I see. So when you moved from here, we should have picked this up. This should have then come out. This should have been down here. we should have picked this up. So this should be here. You're now putting this down, right? Okay. I'm going to say we didn't sacrifice this dice because we'd have known that that was happening, right? So let's just backtrack slightly. You roll quite a lot of dice over here. I'm not sure what the other one was. Let's say it was this one for now. Right, so you would have moved here and put this down. You're still here. Okay, so now we know that is slightly different, right? Because it's always moving these two. We'll assume that this one was after the event. Okay, so you're currently here. This wouldn't be here because you've just put this down, right? So this will tuck up here, but you're going to then pick this one up, put this one down. Okay, so going back to the so you are currently here with this, right? No, with this. You are currently here with this. You would have moved up here. No, you were here, right? Okay, so next time out, this serene one is going to come out, but we now know what's happening to an extent, right? You're going to pick up this, move here and put this down, which is going to give us a chance to get back our dice. So I wonder if we still move here using one of the dice we've used to move, and instead we go to log 563. Okay, that's what we're doing, 563. Sorry about that, now it makes sense. 563. Well, sort of makes sense. Away Team Exploration Report, 1945A.
Away Team Exploration Report 1945A.
Contrary to all other ornaments and glyphs we've seen so far, the decoration of the pedestal was weirdly photorealistic. Its first panels introduced a planet in some far-off galaxy we couldn't recognize. The planet had no water, a thick acidic atmosphere, and crushing gravity just short of a habitable zone. Despite all this, life was born there, on the brims of thermal vents. The life slowly evolved into a sentient organism that had a very high percentage of non-organic matter and metals in its body, and was very long-lived. Its squat conical shape perfectly matched the crushing gravity of its world. Its inability to make any quick moves promoted careful planning and long-term thinking. Was this the origin of the builders? If so, they were unlike any other being we've discovered so far.
Not sure that really told us much. It's just some lore, right? Which is interesting because, I mean, it did tick something, so I think doing these is going to make sense. But what's interesting about it is you have to do a special action to do this whilst you're up against the time clock, right? All seems a bit weird. Okay, so where were we? I apologise that this one's been such a mess. What I do wish is when they're doing these sorts of missions where they're quite different to everything else you've done, you know, these, just an example, you know, of that. And granted, it's me reading it wrong, but just an example would be really useful. Because I'm no idea if I'm doing whatever this is doing correctly. Okay, so we've done that. That's all we can do. This would have then moved, picking this card up and putting this down here. Right, so that's that. You're now here. You would move 2 up to here, and this card is in your thing, ready to go down in this location. So we're going to lose this die. So I'm actually just going to change this slightly and say this is the one that we put down, because now we know how it's working. It's slightly different, right? Okay. Okay, so we definitely want this to be done as soon as possible. And we probably want you to move down here ready to get up there when is the time, or to move back here. But I wonder if we send you over here to start reading these logs. That's probably our best call, right? So the engineer is going to move. We need to do expend a dice to get over here. We need computers and spanners, so we can probably get rid of you. No, you're going to count for something. We can probably get rid of you to move here, and then we need to roll a die to get over there. Okay, we're all good to be here. Okay, You've had your turn. We need to do another event, which is, are any of these symbols here? They are not. So you're going to move here. Oh, I should have done something with you, you idiot. Oh no, hold on. I'm back. I'm definitely backtracking. Only because you're on so few health. I need to do you first. Which I kind of knew anyway, right? The problem if I move here, you're going to start your turn on a thing with a symbol. But then this will be gone by then, right? Okay, so maybe we move you up here and do the reliefs. You've already been. Oh, so I can't move you anyway, so I'm in all sorts of trouble. Hold on, have I got an answer for that? Don't think I have. So I think your curtains, Samath, I'm so sorry. I think I've absolutely ruined this for you. So let's redo what we did. You moved over here, right? Because I think this is going to happen anyway, and there's no way I can stop this. This is a problem. Okay, well, you live and learn, right? So that's the end of your turn. We picked up the event, which means this is happening. So you pick this up and move. And this comes down here. This goes here, and this is now in the pile ready to go. This moves up one. Boop. This moves to here, which we've done. This moves to here, which means you go 1, 2, and then you wouldn't stop 1, 2. Okay? Great. This is each crew member who starts their turn in this sector. Well, this is going to be gone by the time, so is this dice, but this is going to be gone by the time it's our turn, I think. So we're okay to manage that. You've moved. You haven't had your action. You haven't had your action. So we obviously want to read these things down here, right? So we're going to spend 1 die to inspect all these. 5, 6, 3. Oh, we've already done 5, 6, 3. Hold on. So this is the one we've done. So let's do you. 4, 8, 8. Spend a die to do 4, 8, 8 over here.
Away team, exploration report 1945B.
The photorealistic panels on this pedestal present a rise of civilization. The strange, squat, conical-shaped beings we learned about on the previous pedestal now started to create things. Most of their technology seemed focused on self-engineering. Non-organic extremities allowed them to shape themselves and easily fuse their technology directly with their bodies and silicone-based nervous systems. Instead of vehicles, they had exosuits that rode on large caterpillar tracks. Instead of houses, they had attachable, foldable shelters. Instead of schools or hospitals, they had suits that taught and suits that cured. Due to the extreme gravity, it took millennia for them to create vessels capable of reaching the escape velocity of their homeworld. They entered space as a mature, advanced civilization. Like the rest of their technology, their spaceships were not artificial habitats meant to carry them from one place to another, but a direct extension of their bodies. Thus, they not only became a spacefaring species, they became a space-born one.
Okay. So you've done that. We may as well use a supply for you to rest, which will get us all of our dice back. I think. Okay, so that's you done. We now need to do an event. No skull, so you are going to pick this up and put this here, getting rid of this die entirely. That goes there. You go there, and then this moves too, right? And this goes up, which means we discard this condition and we look at this one. Entire columns and waterfalls of heavily ionized particles come from the ceiling. Each crew member who starts their turn in a sector with a lightning symbol and without the builder's Biomebot immediately rolls an F. Danger die. And it's going to cost us 2 to move. Okay, and computers and spanners cause us problems. Right, so the only person who hasn't had a turn is security. May as well be putting this thing here, right? Let's have a think about this. If we can get... You've got your turn, so you're going to have to roll an F danger die. But if we can then get the thing out, move you here... we've got a number of turns before this gets back round here. If we can move you down here and then get you back up here, I've got no idea what this is actually doing. I feel like I must have missed something. Place the reorganization beam in the sector that has 2 numbers lower and may be reached with travel paths. If there's no such sector, place it in 8 instead. If the builder's Biomebot is present in the reorganization sector, make it travel. I mean, I can only assume something here triggers it because none of these events have triggered it. Origination beam. I'm just going to Google it and see if there's anything that I'm missing. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I was just checking. I can't see anything. I mean, I think the only thing this is doing is you're trying to get this to occur at the same time as this so that they skip past things. That's how you kind of buy yourself a little bit more time, I think. But... Okay, so securities go. First things first, you have to roll a danger die. It's an F. It's an F. That's a 2-prong, gained a wounded injury. When you would gain an injury, do not gain an injury or an injury die. Sounds like a perfect option. Okay. Right. So if we put our die down here, it feels like the right approach, right? So we want to do a check. I don't have... Well, I do have a way of doing the check, but it's not great. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use this card, I think, which will give us an arm and a shield. So I just need a helix, which hopefully I can get with this. If I just roll 2 others... Here we go. We got what we needed anyway. Have I got any cards that allow us to do this? Sacrifice this card to gain your starting number of charges. That doesn't seem like a bad shout, you know. So let's get rid of that card entirely. We'll use these 2 to do that. So we'll get our starting number of charges. So 2 more back. Boop and boop. This goes over here but turns into the 3rd one missing from this. So this can go over there. And we can put a dice down, so any die we want, I guess we go this one, and then we're going to move here by rolling 2 dice, computer or exclamation or thing. We're all good. Okay, so you move here means we're in an okay place. End of our turn. This turns over, and we get a no symbol, so you're going to move up 1. Boop. You're going to reset the track and you are going to move up 1. So you go 1 and 2 and then 1 and 2 because of that, right? I think. If there's no such, I'm going to read this again. If the builder's Biomebot is present in the sector, reorganization beam would travel to cancel that travel instead. If the builder's Biomebot is present in the sector, reorganization beam would travel to cancel that travel. Oh, I see. So if we slow this down, let's say this was here, and we slow this down so it's here, and we slow it down. When it moves here, I guess it depends on the order that you activate these in. How do you know which order you should activate them in? Because obviously we want this to would never itself enter the space of the reorganization beam. If the reorganization beam is present in the sector, the Biomebot would travel to cancel that travel. I'm guessing we want to get this to slow so that when this is about to move, we can get that in there and stop it from moving. But we're currently at 2 dice. We flip all of these up, right? We flip all of these up. We want you to do the reliefs and then move here to get out of the way, but you're going to have to do this. And then we want you to move back up here to put that back in. So I don't think we're going to have time to do that. But we might be in a better place, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Are we in a better place? Not sure. I mean, the first thing we want to do is get you out of these sectors where the things are, right? Although 2 more checks and we're not going to have to worry about the lightning again. Can't put a dice here because you're going to get rid of it. So you're going to move here. You're going to move here, right? This thing is going to move here at the end of this turn. Then it's going to move here. Then you'll have moved here. So if I can get back and slow that down, which I can't do, I can't get over there and slow it down, which is what I need to do. I think these dice are going to be lost. But because the problem is the time it's going to take to get there. I can get one of you back here ready to go, right? So I need someone here and I need someone here ready to do these things. No, I don't need. I just need someone here ready to do the check. Since yours is done, maybe I get you to be over here as quickly as possible. But I think we do this first. Right, we do this and then move down here. Because this is going to get squashed, right? So let's do that. We're going to have to roll a die for engineering. Danger die. It's a single pip on an F is bad news. Gain a critically wounded injury. Okay, I've got nothing to help with that. Have I got anything to help with that? If you're in a sector with a flag, we're not. Okay, have I got anything? Sorry, I was just seeing. Okay. Okay, this isn't the worst thing. Critically wounded injury, we put over here on you. You get an injury die, which we put up here. Okay. But on your turn, I can spend 1 die. To exhaust 2 dice. To remove an injury and an injury die. Love that. Okay. And then we're going to do 429. So we have to just spend a die to do that, right? So let's get rid of this one. This one, 429.
Away team exploration report 1945C.
The panels here chronicle the rise and fall of a strange race of conical beings, capable of long space voyages, nearly immortal, hard-working, and able to modify their bodies at will. The conical species quickly spread all over their galaxy. They were teachers and custodians, bestowing their technology on lesser races, unifying them under the flag of their science and culture. They were the Builders. Even a couple of them, working almost constantly for a couple of centuries, were enough to terraform or settle a new planet. Soon they were setting their eyes on other galaxies. That's when the impossible happened. A contagion appeared on the fringe of their galaxy, spreading almost at the speed of light. Some fundamental shift in the state of matter the reliefs couldn't explain. It originated somewhere close to the center of the universe and slowly shifted every particle in existence into a different state, like water freezing in a trough. Even with their galaxy-spanning empire, the Builders were unable to stop an apocalyptic event of this scale. Their science failed to understand this universal phase shift. Was it somehow tied to a critical point in the expansion of the universe? Was it a weapon used by an advanced species from another galaxy to eliminate them once they got too powerful? Whatever the cause, the Builders couldn't make sense of it. They couldn't find a model of the universe that would help them understand or stop the phase shift. And all advanced civilizations in their galaxy who shared their science and philosophy were just as helpless. A unified galactic culture proved just as vulnerable as bacterial or agricultural monocultures. The phase shift consumed their entire galaxy in just 40,000 years.
Okay. Right. And then we're going to move, so I need to do 2 dice rolls here. Ooh, have I got a re-roll? Doing a dice check, move 1 to the spent pool. Got 1 re-roll. Oh, gold. Don't get this again, please. Phew. Okay. So that's you. You move here. You are safe without having to roll a die. Okay. Right. That's the end of your turn. We do one of these. This is a... Are we in a space with any of those symbols? We are not. So this moves up 1. And this moves to here, picking up this and putting this down. And I don't know what order these are meant to go in. Do I get to decide? Okay. Now, I'm just having a think about things here. I've got the mech suit. If there is no marker on this card, you may place a marker here to move to any thingamajig sector. Okay. At the start of your turn, remove a marker from this card. So if I was to use this to go here, I could slow down the beam. That means they're both going to turn up in this space. I presume these happen at the same time, which means they cancel out each other's movement. But then how does that help me? I need them. Input: the Builder would never itself enter the sector with a reorganization beam. Place the POI card from the sector of the Builder in the Biomebot, then place the card. If the Builder's Biomebot is present in the sector, the reorganization beam would travel to cancel that travel. I don't know if I understand that, in all honesty. I'm not sure I get it. So if they're both travelling, what happens at the same time? That's probably what I need to find out, right? Because I could get here and slow this down, which is clearly important, but how does it help? Because it sounds like they're both going to... They would travel to ignore the travel. To cancel that travel. If the Biomebot's sector, he would travel to cancel that travel. What does that mean? Okay, let me find out. Okay, so I think what it's trying to tell us is that if I manage to slow this down, when this tries to travel and this does travel, this is going to stay where it is, and then next turn this is going to jump to this space because this is here. I think that's what it's trying to tell us. So I think I'm going to get some math who's not in a space with danger, so that's fine, to use their travelly bot over here, their mech, to jump to this space, and then we're going to try and get them to change the beam speed. Each crew member in this sector rolls a danger dice C. That could be the end of you, but I don't think I've got any choice. So a shield, which we don't have, but someone from another area could help. Okay, that's fine, right? So we need a shield and an atom thingy. So we're going to use you, and we're going to use you to assist. No one else can really assist. What re-rolls and stuff have I got? So this doesn't say it's an action. Okay. So you're there, you're this one that we're going to roll. I've got a couple of re-rolls. One on anything and one on greens, which doesn't help me. Okay. Okay, I need this. We have got a way of dealing with it if need be. So that goes there. You were rolling this one, which doesn't help me. Okay, one re-roll coming up. Crap. Okay. We're going to use this, which is 2 Vanguard successes. To deal with that, but I also need to roll danger dice C. It's a little pip. A little pip is going to be bad news. Oh, it's just spend a die. That's huge, right? Okay, so we have triggered this 358. If the marker of the reorganization beam is placed in fast, move it to slow. I can do that. Boop. That's all it says. Okay, so that was your first turn. Using a danger die A roll to move here with someone who's on free wound seems like a terrible idea, right? You were doing this one, and you were doing this one. Okay. So I think we... Let's have a think about this. So next turn, you're going to try and move here. You're going to try and move here. This one is going to cancel out that. You're going to move here. Your movement is going to be cancelled, which means this is going to be here with this clear, which means we need you to get up here and do this. The next turn, this is going to move here. So I need you to get up here and do this. And I need someone to be in this space, right? What if I then reset the beam is going to take us too long. Not sure we're in the perfect place for this, but we're as close as we've been, so... are you going to do anything else, Math? I'm going to say... no, I guess you just prepare. Okay. Okay. We have... oh, interesting. Okay. There is no single thingies here, so no skulls. Nor any of those things. Oh, hold on. Tell a lie, there is one of those things. You may exhaust a dice to move to a chosen connected sector. Oh, that is huge, right? This has got the little thing on, which is where we are. So we're going to spend a dice. No, exhaust a die. So I need these. I need computers. I need arms. And whatever the heck we're going to put up here, if we put anything up here. I don't know what it could be, but so we can get rid of this Vanguard die, right? and you can move here. Huge. Okay, I say huge, I'm not sure it is huge. This doesn't move at all, right? None of these things move, so it's now our turn. So I need you to be up here. So we're going to use our last supply to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 6 dice back. So what do we need to do this check? We need arms. I don't really have arms. That will help us with arms. We need, so all that, so that's 2. We need spanners. We've got a spanner. That's 3. We need a compass. Don't really have a compass. That's 4. And then I need a 5 and 6, I guess. Okay. Oh, this doesn't help us actually, these two. So this and this, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so that was your... Oh no, we don't want you to rest. We're exhausting a die. So I'd only got 5 of those back. And I'm going to get rid of this one. Because we don't want to rest. We want to get there and do this, right? So you are going to move, which means you need to roll 2 dice. So what do I need to do this check? I need spanners. I need compasses. I need arms. So we'll get rid of these 2. Okay. So we're all good here. So we move here. Sorry about that. Okay. Now we're going to do this check. What have you got going on? You've got re-rolling reds and re-rolling anything. Any of one. Okay. Okay. No one else can help you, I don't think. Wish us luck. Okay, what have we got? We have none of those. We have a spanner. Woohoo. We have 2 vanguards. Huge. That's everything we needed, right? So what cards have we got that could help us? Draw 3 cards. Sacrifice this card to move all dice from the owner's roll pool to their owner's spend pool and refresh all dice. Immediately go to the spend dice step of this check. Oh, what? No, I haven't got any of those symbols to discard those anyway. So I'm going to get rid of this to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That is you done. So we're going to put these here and we get to put a die in. So what have we got? What happens if all these dice are the same? Let's just go to 7, 3, 3. The crew member may, performing this special action or assisting crew member, may expend a dice to put it in the pedestal. Place the sacrificed dice. The side you choose will determine one icon of the open the lock special action. If there are 2 icons on the chosen side, you can perform any of them. Any effects that replace or cover that point of interest will also remove it. So we've currently got atoms or computers, these and these. I guess if we do a pickaxe again, is that the best thing to do? Put that there, I guess. Okay. So, we do an event, which is a skull. There is a skull. Devouring Torrent. Discard 1 personal supply or lose 1 supply or roll the danger die. I guess we're rolling the danger die for you, right? Because we don't have any supplies to lose and I don't have any... Well, I do, but I don't want to use it. I want to keep it. So I'm going to roll danger die C, which is a single pip, which is spend a die. I don't have any dice to spend, so I'm going to have to exhaust. So you're going to help with this check if we get there. So let's put a computer here. Let's put this here. What else have we got? Pickaxe, haven't got any of those. Let's put a spanner over here. That's 3. Put that over. Let's put that over there for 4, and let's put that over there for 5. Okay, right. Then we do the travel step. So you are going to move here, boop, and boop. Is this right? You move here. Okay. So this goes up here. You stay here. But then you're going to try and move, and your move is cancelled. So I think that's right. I think that's right. I'm not 100% sure. If we start our turn on this space, each crew member who ends their turn on this space, when you rest in this sector, refresh all dice. We do not want to rest. We want to move. I think the only person who hasn't had a go is the scientist. What do we want to do with you? The first thing we're going to do is roll a danger die, because you're starting your turn in there. Oh, was I meant to move this up one? Let's assume no. I don't know. C, no, F. F, two-pronger is gain a wounded injury. Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't roll any of your danger. I'm such an idiot. Okay. Well, that's going to happen over here, right? If we get here. Right. So the scientist's turn. We don't want you to do anything, right? I mean, it just makes sense for you to move. So we're going to roll 2 dice. Okay, we're all good. So you move here, and then I guess we get you to rest, which means you get a card, and you get to refresh all of your dice. And that is the end of your turn. Next event is, I think we're going to be in trouble, but next event is buried object. Any of these symbols, there are not. So you move, and then you wouldn't stop here, so you move here and place this out. Right? I'm not going to be able to do this. This sucks. You get out here. Oh no, you're over here, right? Because you are still going to move here and remove this die before our turn. Because I need you, that's everyone's go, right? I need you to be here, and then I need you to do this check. Oh, this sucks. There's no way of me stopping this, right? Unless the event we turn over has the skull symbol. That's it. Oh, you're still here. Right, so either way, we have to move you here and do this and hope for the best. Worst case scenario, we need someone up here making this fast again or resetting it so the same thing happens. This really sucks. Okay. We just have to hope for the event. Do I have... with this scientist, I can get someone to draw a different event. So we got 2 chances of it being a skull, at least. So, right, we're moving you. Hold on. This should have moved up this time, right? Discard this condition. And then put G23 at the bottom, G22, and then G21. Okay. So now we've just got to spend a dice to move. So... you do have something that might help. Not sure it's that helpful, but... discard 1 card to take a small card equipment from the armory. Don't know if there's any that are really that useful. Maybe there is, I don't know. Okay. Okay, well, let's get you to move, so we'll spend 1 die. We're going to need spanners, we're going to need computers, and we're going to need eyeballs. So let's spend you to move you here. Okay. Then we're going to exhaust, I think. So let's get rid of this. To get 5 back, you need... oh, I just got rid of an eyeball, I think. No, I didn't. Maybe I did, hold on. Did I just get rid of an eyeball? No, I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. No. Okay, so we need this one for sure. This one will help us as well. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to roll these 4. Okay, what do we got? We got a computer we needed. We got a nothing, an eyeball. This counts as anything. This counts, these two count as a vanguard, which means I've got this symbol to use if I want to, or these two symbols to use if I want to. Nothing useful for that. Okay. I now get to put a dice out here. I've got to do this check like 10 times. Is that what you're telling me? Oh no, I just need to get those symbols, right? Okay. So I need to put a dice out. I don't know which one. Let's put you out, I guess. Okay, that's the end of our turn. We are taking an event. Do we have a lightning symbol or a skull symbol on it? No, we don't. So I'm going to put a cube over here. And I'm going to do the next one. We have a skull symbol on it. Huge. Corrosive fumes. If an icon matches this, I need to spend a red die and another die, or roll the danger die. Well, either way, there we go. Okay. So, now. I have you here. We have dice on all of them. So we are clearly going to exhaust, right? There's no situation of failing this, so we are going to exhaust. Let's exhaust this one to get everything back. Well, 5 back, so I need you 3 for sure. So that's 3. This one counts as an arm, so that's 4. And what else have we got? Spanners, helixes, eyeballs. This is going to count as an arm as well. We need pickaxes, right? So I don't know if any of these really matter. We may as well take the Vanguard one, right? Okay, so this is your dice pool. However, we are in the space with the live streaming rig, so anyone can help. If you roll S1, S2, so in this roll, S1, S2, S3 represent icons on section pedestal. So I just need, oh no, this is, each one of these represents a success. This is insane, isn't it? I've got to do this 4 times. So we could, no, I've got to do this 4 times. I can only take 1 dice from each, so let's take, I mean, if Vanguard's the right approach, maybe Vanguard's the only way we've got of succeeding here. I mean, it's high risk, right? You haven't got any dice to help with, that's an error. I guess I could exhaust, right? So I have to get 1 of each, which is insane for these things. I made a bit of an error here, I think. Okay, let's put your Vanguard one in. So let's exhaust 1. I don't think I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and we'll put your 1 of these in. Okay, what's ironic is I have... hold on. Hold on a second. There is no marker on this card. Place a marker here to move to any flag sector or to any sector with another crew member. That doesn't help me. Okay, I mean, you've got all the cards you're going to get. We may as well take a rest action, which would get us these 2 back. Oh no, I haven't got any supplies. May as well take the prepare action to draw a card. Okay, so I need to get rid of 1. Okay, so I've got a couple of re-rolls. Plus I've got help from everybody, right? Okay, I don't think I'm going to do this, but here we go. We're rolling all of these dice. Don't really know what I need, but we've got 1 Vanguard. We've got 1 computer. We've got one of these which counts as a helix, and then I've got these two which count as nothing useful. So let's roll everybody's other dice. So you got 2 Vanguards, huge. You got one of those, huge. You got an exclamation mark. Well, we're clearly going to roll that again. Crap. We've got one more re-roll. Okay, good. Well, let's have a look at successes first. So you've got 2. We can add a computer and a biome to that, right? To give us 1 success. Boop. Okay. Then we've got 1 success plus a arm. Then I haven't got enough dice to do anything else with. Okay, we rolled a lot of dice. I've got these 2 still. So if we said that's an arm, because you're doing the check, we said that's a anything. This has got potential of Vanguard, so we need rerolls for you. Reroll any number of green dice. Don't mind if I do. Crap. Okay. If you're in a sector with no flag, discard 1 additional card to refresh 3 dice. Reroll any number of dice. Add them to the roll pool. Okay, reroll any 1 die. We've got to go for this one, right? We need, for God's sake. Okay. If your sector has at least 2 biome flags, re-roll. Okay, 2. This is the best we've got. This is our last chance. Okay, 1 of those. What about engineering? Can you help? So currently I've got these 2, which really aren't useful. I can discard a card to take small equipment. Doesn't help me. I really need another success at the very least. Is there any way I can do it? When assisting, you're not assisting because you're doing this. Reroll any number of green dice. I've used that one. Sorry, let me get rid of that. During a dice check, you may place a marker here and reroll a danger. Oh, you needed to reroll these anyway. And I bet that comes before everything else, right? Hold on. Hold on. Resolve injury and danger die, which is going to kill you. So I think we're in trouble anyway. Let's roll these. You've got 3 wounded injuries, so these will all be spend dice. So none of these are spend dice. What are the chances? Hold on, was this last one a wounded injury? Yes, okay. Okay, the worst bit is I've got this card which gives us 3 extra dice. Add 3 dice to the roll pool, but I don't think you roll these. Right, I think they're just, if this was roll 8 dice, then we'd be able to do it. I don't think we're actually rolling those dice, which sucks. Move 2, let me just go through the cards I've got. Move 2 from the owner's pool to spend 1. I've got reroll any number of Recon's dice from their roll pool. So I can roll these. I mean, I may as well, right? I'm in that position where I may as well roll these. That's another arm, that's a pickaxe. So I do need a pickaxe. But this currently is nothing useful to me. Hold on, what have I done here? This is 1 success that I had, right? So you can... Was it 1 success? This was 1 success. So we'll put these down here. This is a pickaxe, a thing, and an arm. And then I've got 2 failures over here. So my cards are... Convert 1 to a pickaxe. Doesn't help. Unless we... Hold on. If we swap that out for that, right? Convert 1 to a pickaxe is... I need a plain symbol on there. Okay. We'll discard 1 card to take an additional... I'm looking at the wrong bloody cards. That's... I mean, such a mess. Right, okay, over here. Move 1 crew member from your sector to a connected sector. If you're in a sector with no flag, discard 1 to refresh 3 green dice. Doesn't help me. Roll any number of dice from Recon's available pool and add them. That's the one I've done. So they are all of the cards I've got. I don't think I can assist with anyone else. If you're an access thing with 2, what do these 2 do? I've already used a card. I think that's us done. Move 2 of the owner's pool dice back to the spent pool to turn 1 other result. Hold on. Move 2 of the owner's roll pool to their spent pool to turn 1 other to a result. Hold on a second. Did we have... So you were used? And you were used, right? Oh no, there's another symbol here. So that could be the pickaxe that we need up here, right? We got 2 results on this. Oh no, you're not the one we rolled, god damn it. Okay. I'm in so much trouble. I think these come down here. We are done with that check. We only got 1 success. There's no way. There's no way we can do this. Okay. Event. That was a right mess. Event. So these go back in here. I think that's everything, right? I think I've got the dice mixed up. But if they're a skull, no, there's not. So the things don't advance, interestingly. Okay. There is no skull. So there is no skull, so the time tracks advance. So you move 1 to here. You move to here, putting the lush environment down, but removing this dice. And this goes on this track. You move up. And you move up. Oh, hold on. This was reset this track, right? So you stay where you are for now, I think. But next turn you're going to move. What did I do with that dice? This is the one, right? Was it this one? Don't think it matters, whatever one it was. Not sure. Let's put this one back down here. I don't know what I did with the die. Okay. So you don't move, but you do. And you're up here. Okay. So I have no chances of getting anyone here to do this check. I just don't see how I get this done. Not with the dice I've put out, not with the way this is happening. You're going to move here and put the nice one out, then you're going to move there. You have had your go. Which means it's your turn, I think, right? Best I could do is move you down here. Really. So let's spend 2 dice to get you down to this one. Okay, that's your turn, done. We take one of these. Are we in a space with any of those symbols? We are not. So this time oh, there's the die. You move here, getting rid of this card, getting rid of this dice, putting this up here. You move here. This moves up 1. Boop. This moves up 1, so you move to this space, and this goes in the spent pile. Okay. That's the end of your turn. We turn. I don't think she had a go, you know. I think it's engineering's go. No, you must have had a go, right? To get up there. I think it's engineering's turn. So we're going to spend 1 to move down here. And then we're going to spend another 1 to move here. That's your 2 goes. We're going to do another event. The next event is... Are we in a space with this symbol? We are not. So you're going to move here. And this goes here. You're going to move here. Okay. Okay, so we do have a chance. These all flip over. I don't think we have a huge chance, but we do have a chance. Right. Oh, I do have reset to symbols and stuff. Spend a charge to get the symbol. So you will clearly need to exhaust. We need arms. How have you got no arms? I've clearly messed these dice up. I mean, you have an arm there, I guess. We'll take you, because you'll be worth something. We'll take you, so that's 2. What else do you need? A helix. 3. 4 and 5, I guess. Okay. So that's that. Then you're going to do this check, right? So arm, computer. We want these two. No, arm, shield, don't have a shield, and a helix. Okay, you're going to prepare. Okay, but you do have this to be able to set things to a result, right? So fine. Okay, so we've got 2 shields. We've got 2 compasses that don't help us. We've got this that can be any result. And we've got this that doesn't help me, but I can spend 1 charge to turn you to one of those, which is what we needed to succeed. And then let's just put this one here, shall we? That charge goes away. Okay. Okay. You've had your 2 goes. We do an event card. I'd like it to have a skull symbol on. It doesn't. Okay. So when this triggers, you would move down here. You would move up here. You can't, which means that doesn't trigger, which means, oh no, you wouldn't move anyway. And you would move into this space, so you stay where you are. Okay. Right? I think. I don't know. Okay, so it's back to our go, so we may as well try a re-roll again, right? But I'm running out of dice rather rapidly. Okay, so you're going to exhaust. So what do I need for checks? I need pickaxes. So that's 1 back. I need eyeballs or compasses. So that's 2. I need helixes. So that's 3. Sorry, atoms. I need computers. That's 4. I mean, you shouldn't definitely have 2 of these dice. I don't know who should have had yours. You can take an arm in. So that would give us 1 of everything. We clearly want Vanguard dice or something from you, right? You're giving this, and for you, don't know, a computer? Doesn't feel like we're going to have enough dice to do all of these checks anyway. I mean, I guess if we get everything we needed here and here, we'd be good. You're going to, what's the word, prepare. So we've got a re-roll, huge. Okay, just 1 though. This is us, right? We go again. So you're rolling all of these. Okay, we have a Vanguard. We have an atom. This counts as an arm. And this is a computer. So a computer, an arm, and a thing and a whatever is 1 success. So this moves up 1. Boop. Now you've got this, which doesn't help us much. You're rolling this. That is nothing for us. You're rolling this. That's a computer, and we need double Vanguards over here. That's nothing. Okay. So unless we get double Vanguards, this is all pointless. If your sector has at least 2 biomes, it does. Okay, so you get to do a re-roll. Let's just tuck this here. That's still nothing. So I think this is us failing at 1 success here. What have we got? We've got nothing. We've got this, which is an arm. We've got this, which is a compass and an eyeball. Have we got no, this, which is a computer. I keep getting confused with this. So that's it, right? There's nothing else here that I can use. That is it. So you go in here. You go in here. You go in here, and you go over here. Okay, and we needed to roll these, which is expend 2 dice, which I haven't got, so I now need to lose some from a reset option. So the ones that we don't need, I guess, are you, although this is going to change in a second, so let's get rid of this. 1, and let's get rid of, I don't know, this. This. I've got some this. Okay, so that's that done. Now we need to do the event card. Does it have that symbol? No, it does not. Okay, so we move the time track along. So you move here. You... What happens here? Do they just block each other out? No. So do they just block each other out? You would try and move and can't. Right, and then you would move here. No, you're only still moving 1. So do they just get into a point where they just block each other out? Is that what happens? If there is no sector in... Sorry, if the... It would travel to cancel that travel. So I think they just get to a point where they are stuck. So that can't be right, can it? Okay. So with that being the case, if it is the case, I'm not sure it is the case, but with that being the case, can you move here and do any of these checks? Let's have a think. You've got a computer. You've got an arm. You've got a shield. You've got a Vanguard die. You've got helixes, which we don't need. You've got another Vanguard die. So best case scenario, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But then you could assist, you've got no dice to assist. Okay, so what about we do the scientist? I think they're just stuck. Okay, so the scientist, we are going to spend a die to move. We don't need shield, so you are going to spend a die to move here, and then you're going to roll the danger die to move. It's a single pip, that's bad news. For an A, that's spend a die. Okay, we can do that. So we need compasses. We need eyeballs. We don't need these. That's going to be a helix. We need that. So I think we spend this one to move here. And when you move, you can move by spending a pip or a charge. Okay. So now this moves up. Discard this card. And you turn over. Oh no, hold on. We needed to do an event, right? We are in a space with that. Lose 1 supply or roll danger dice I. Okay. So this doesn't change just yet. And we roll danger dice I for you. So it's a single pip on an I is gain 1 wounded injury. Hurrah! Congratulations. Okay, this can go over here. Right. But that was your turn, and you have had your turn. So it's now your turn. You are going to exhaust. You're going to exhaust this one, I think, to get 5 dice back, which is all 5 of these. You're going to attempt this check. So you're going to roll all 5 of these. But before we do that, we're obviously going to prepare, right? We need some re-rolls. Okay. Move 2 from the spent pool to the owner's... move from the roll to get a Vanguard symbol. Okay. It's not great, but it's not terrible. So you're going to roll these. You are in the same location but cannot help. You can help. And you are going to... You're definitely going to help. I just don't know what you're going to help with. Oh no, I need to figure it out, right? So we need computers. Yes. We need spanners. Yes. Let's assume we got this, right? That takes us to 1 success. All I've got here is a Vanguard die. You don't have another Vanguard die, so that's not going to help me. But what if I got 2 computers? So you're going to help with 2 computers. Okay. Here we go. Okay, 2 Vanguards plus a Vanguard plus this, which is a Helix, doesn't help me, plus this is another success, right? Let's leave it there for now. Plus we got a no-go. You're rolling this one. That's 2 computers. That doesn't help me at this moment in time. Because, oh no, hold on. If I put that there, that's everything we... Okay, that could almost be everything I need. If I re-roll this and get an arm, or this, and get an arm... Oh no, you're helping, right? So I need to roll this one? Is that right? That is 1 success. Okay, then we've got 2 Vanguards, a computer, and a re-roll of this one. I think we've got a re-roll, so we're going to use that re-roll. I just need a Vanguard, right? That's all I need. Ooh, a Vanguard. I'm not sure. So this is 1 success. I've got no idea whose dice these are. Probably not your... Oh no, maybe yours. One of these was yours. I'm not sure which one. This one was yours. And this one is... can be anything, right? So that could be a spanner, that can be an arm, that can be a computer, and that can be an eyeball. So that is 2 successes. We go to log 758. I'm not sure I've got this completely right, so I do apologise, but I'll tell you what, this has been quite confusing, I have to say. I just wish when you get to these sorts of ones where they're trying to do like a big set piece, they just gave you an example, right? Because I'm not sure whether these should cancel out. I don't think it mattered too much because we didn't get an event that did that. Hold on. That's that, which is nothing. Okay. Place all crew members in Sector 9.
Away team, exploration report 1945E.
Each time one of us connected with the pedestal, the lock of the vault changed to better represent our capabilities. Finally, the door opened. We entered, our floodlights unable to pierce the thick darkness within the pyramid. Once we were all inside, the ground disappeared under our legs, just like the entrance. We floated in the void, unable to speak, detached from our bodies. With some new sense our physical bodies did not possess, we felt time rushing back. Thousands of years were going by in a split second. Then there was light. Time began to flow in the right direction again. A planet was emerging from the dark background of space in front of us. Surrounded by unfamiliar stars, in a galaxy much different from ours. We floated closer, the planet jumping in and out of focus. The vision seemed very fragile, but our concentrated thoughts were somehow able to stabilize it. The planet was now in full view, though it kept splitting into 3 very different images. We understood we all had to focus on one of them if we wished to stay within the vision.
Okay. All players discuss and choose one. In the case of a tie, the science player, the planet was a habitable super-Earth planet with abundant life. The planet was a high-pressure, high-gravity volcanic hell. The planet was a blue ball of water in the middle of a habitable zone. I don't know. What do I know? I mean, why wouldn't we go for the abundant life?
Away team, exploration report 1945F.
A long vibration went through the hulls of our mecha-suits. The vision fizzled out, suddenly interrupted. We began to fall. Next thing we knew, we were back at the entrance of the closed vault.
Place a marker in the last slot before the outcome on the green track of the open the special vault action in your sector. Are you having a laugh? I should have paid more attention. Okay. So that was the end of her turn. We turn over this card. Is there one of these symbols? There is not. So, with that being the case, what happens? So we would advance this track first of all. No, this is the new track, right? So this goes here. Okay. Then you would try and move, but you can't. And then you would try and move, but you're only moving 1 space, so you can't. I think they just block each other, but I'm not sure. I guess that's what it meant in the description where it said you want to try and control it. Okay. So you've had your go. We've got security, we've got you. So we need another success, probably 4 successes, so I can then fail this spectacularly. Right, you're going to go. So you've got this. So it's doing science. We've got an arm. So we need those. We need an eyeball and a compass. So we need those. I mean, why wouldn't I roll everything? You two can assist. This doesn't help us in any way unless we get a Vanguard, and you've got an eyeball to help. Oops. Let's keep these here. Okay, so we just need 4 successes. We've got an eyeball. We've got a compass. We've got 2 helixes. Doesn't help me. This can be turned into a shield, which we don't need. This is a strength, which we do need. You're going to roll this one, which is a shield. Doesn't help us. You're going to roll this one, which is an eyeball. Does help us. Oh no, hold on. Because we've already got an eyeball. So we've got an eyeball, a compass, and a thing. We need... That's a shield, that's a shield. So we need a reroll. We've got these 2 as well. Whose dice were these? I mean, such a mess with these dice. Okay. Okay, we've got a reroll. So what's our most likely here? The pickaxe? That's what we want, right? Perfect. I've got no idea whose dice these are. I think these are yours, so these go over here. This goes back down here. This goes here. I'm not sure whose this was. I don't know. I messed this up. Right, okay. So that was a success. 7, 5, 8. I've got 2 choices again, right? Place all crew members on it.
Away team.
We heard this already. Was it a high pressure, high gravity volcanic hell or a blue ball of water? Let's go high pressure volcanic hell, shall we?
Away team. Exploration report 1945G.
Despite all odds, life appeared in this unlikely world. It took millions of years for an intelligent species to break the confines of their high-gravity planet and reach space. This long-lived, hard-working race of conical beings.
Unified galaxies, assimilating all other races and cultures, conquered the galaxy, enslaving all others, decided not to interact with other races, and did their best to become invisible. What did these guys do? I don't really know what they did. What I know is I don't really want to keep doing these checks just to try and play this test. I'm not sure what they did. Did they decide not to interact? They built the steel, so they kind of interacted, right? We know that there was a race that praised those things. So it's either conquered the guy. I mean, I guess it's this one.
Away team. Exploration report 1945H.
The history of this powerful, promising race was cut short as something horrific began to happen. It was...
An invasion of spaceborne parasites that devoured the entire suns, an even larger empire from neighbouring galaxies, or a universal phase shift. I'm not really sure. In the entire matter of the known universe. Let's go with that.
Away team. Exploration report 1945I.
The race known as the Builders fought back. They sent FTL ships to distant galaxies. In each galaxy, they built a central, inaccessible vault and seeded countless planets with its engineered, rapidly evolving DNA-based microbial life. Over millions of years, this life evolved. On some worlds, it dwindled. On others, it gave birth to wildly divergent young civilizations. Eventually, some of these species discovered the message left in their DNA and followed it to discover the Eye of the Void. In front of us, a small group of humans explored the vault, found its center, unlocked its content, and now stand near a squat, conical piece of ancient technology with a flat disk and a strange container floating in front of it. The perspective shifts once again, and it takes us a moment to realize we are back in our bodies, and what's in front of us is no longer a vision. We can once again move, speak, and feel the controls of our mecha suits. Their sensors automatically scanned the conical machine in front of us, revealing strange biological tissues deep within its cone. As if awoken by the scan, the machine started to emit a sound, the same voice we heard when ISS Vanguard first entered this system years ago. Only this time, it did not sound like a recording. It said,
Handshake, winners. You won the race. Your siblings, all slower, less determined. If you are here, you studied many obelisks. You traveled far. You defeated or convinced many others. Now, the truth. No treasure here. Only responsibility. Your siblings, they need to grow. Develop on their own. If left alone, one will conquer. One will unify. It was our mistake. Must not repeat. Must become a custodian. Must make sure. Everyone can grow. Many sciences. Many points of view. You will receive tools to do your new job. Weapons. Technologies. All on data disk. In front of you. Do not share. We want others to develop on their own, without our science.
The disc floats slowly toward us and lays to rest in our hands. Made of solid platinum and very heavy.
The second responsibility. Bigger. A sample of the contagion. A matter in a new state. Trapped in a sub-dimension. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. For less developed species, if it touches one atom of your matter, it will change everything. Your galaxy will be lost, just like mine. You must contain, sample. You must study and let others study. You now have 500,000 years to find a solution, or flee farther. Good luck, our child. I'm not needed anymore. I will go now.
The container floats into our hands, just like the data disk. The only thing left in the vault is now this ancient creature from a galaxy far away, its life signs slowly fading until it is as dead as the rest of this place. We can barely fathom what just happened. The apocalyptic threat on the universal scale we've just learned about. The enormous burden placed on the shoulders of species who left Earth just decades ago. The data disk, full of advanced technologies that could save our homeworld. We only know one thing. We're tired and in pain. It's time to leave this place. If only we knew what had happened to Vanguard while we were away.
Oh, good question. Take unique discoveries 32 and place it in on the board. Builder's data core. Okay. The unique discovery site on page 30. Congratulations, you have completed your mission.
We've reached TZO's escape velocity. Null field operating at peak capacity. The lander is holding, but barely.
Okay, the worst part is behind us. Time to let the old captain hear the good news.
Go ahead. I made some bets before leaving, and I want them to know I'm coming back to collect.
Capcom, this is the away team. We did it. We've cracked the vault. We're bringing back things you wouldn't believe.
Vanguard, do you hear us? Weird. No answer. We're still very close to the sun. Maybe there's too much interference.
When flying in, we maintained contact all the way through to the edge of the photosphere. No, something must have happened.
I think I have an idea what. I'm bringing up the long-range radar screen.
Oh,
This can't
no.
be. It's impossible.
Turn all crew members to the resting crew. Remove all card markers, standees, tokens from the table. You won't need them anymore. Take section dice from each crew member and place them in front of a player controlling this section. Then remove all crew boards from the table. Each player adds all section dice from their section compartment to their dice on the table. This dice pool will be used throughout the ending to perform special risky checks. Oh, good. Okay, so I'm going to have to clear all of this up. We are going to end up with no crew markers on the table. You won't need anything. Take the section dice from each crew board and place them in front of you. Then remove all crew boards from the table. Each player adds all section dice from their section compartment to their dice. This will be used throughout the check. So we need to clear everything up. So I'm going to do that now, and then we'll come back and do this last part. I apologise for two things. A, that this has gone on so long. B, that I'm pretty sure this was a mess. But we're almost there. Okay, we are back. So I haven't done everything it said. It told me to remove all of the boards and stuff, but I've kept them. I've reset all the dice and everything else. I've put the unique discovery in. Place the closed Planetopedia face down in the middle of the table so that you can see the victory pool slot is visible. Okay, interesting. So let's get rid of this. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's bring this here and let's put this over here somewhere. Okay, the victory pool. Do not use until instructed. I hear you. In the middle of the table, so the victory pool. Throughout this ending, you'll be asked to add a number of markers to the victory pool. This number reflects the state of the Vanguard and its crew, determined by both the decisions made in the campaign and any decisions you make during the ending. Their final number that affects the overall results of the campaign. Now count the number of section dice each section has and add the following number of victory markers. We've got 14, so we're going to add 4 victory markers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Important, at this point, the only thing on the table should be your victory pool and all section dice belonging to all sections. I mean, we've got a few other things out, but, you know, for the most part, that is true. Okay.
When we left the Thorn Zikov object, we discovered to our surprise that Vanguard was not alone anymore. Some ships of different races were floating in the system, including a couple of Ademian scouts and an Aragon moth-shaped cruiser. The Vanguard itself looked much older and warier than when we left it. We could not comprehend how the situation could have changed so drastically during our mission. Soon, a cold, creeping feeling washed over us as we realized there was only one possible answer. More time than we realized had passed since we had descended onto the Thorn Zikov object. A time dilatation way beyond everything we could have calculated based on the object's gravity. This allowed all races who knew about Vanguard and its travels to discover TZO, despite its cloaking, using their spies, diplomats, or technology. With their presence within the Builder's system, our situation was now much more complicated. We shudder to think how bad the things would be if we had damaged the cloaking of the Eye way back during our very first mission here.
Oh yeah, about that. Okay. Add 3 markers to the victory pool. I can do that. 1, 2, so that's 5. 1 and 2. I'm going to bring these markers closer, I think. Right, okay. So let's tuck these up here. That is 5 and another 2. Okay.
When we hailed Vanguard, the bridge crew was just as much in shock as we were. From their startled reactions, we quickly gathered that we were like ghosts to them, rising from the dead. So much time has passed since we departed for the Thorn Zikov object that our names were now etched on the Vanguard's memorial wall and covered in dust. When we asked for permission to dock, we were welcomed by a long silence. We found it suspicious, but tired and in pain, all we could think of was our home. We landed in the empty hangar, our ship groaning and creaking from the strain it suffered during its mission. All the other landers were gone. As soon as we scrambled out, Major Dahl approached with a group of armed Marines. In terse words, she informed us she is now in control of the Vanguard. We were to be locked up until further questioning. As the Marines led us to the brig, we noticed our section leaders sitting idly behind bars, as surprised to see us alive as the bridge crew was. Time passed. Without any form of contact with other cells, we could only guess what happened on the ship in our absence. The idly flowing hours and all the questions that swirled in our minds were driving us insane. Then, during one of the dog shifts, we heard a muffled scream and a thud. Soon after, Anu appeared on the other side of the cell's door. She let us out and informed us about everything that had happened on the ship since our departure. She told us that after waiting weeks for our return, the Vanguard's officers finally decided that the null field concept was a failure. Instead of sending another away team to their deaths, Vanguard started to develop other technologies that would allow them to explore the Thorn Zikov object, while the Earth's time was dwindling with new global catastrophes occurring every week. The morale suffered. There was growing unrest. Many began to doubt whether the path chosen by the captain and section leaders was right. Eventually, Major Dahl, who never accepted how the captain decided to deal with intelligent races of this star cluster, led a successful rebellion. The captain was locked up, just like all section leaders and all their loyal crew members.
Okay. Each player takes all crew members from the resting crew and medbay. We haven't got any in medbay. Okay. And places them on the table in front of them. These are your available crew members. They will be used throughout this ending. Okay, so we have Koei. Let's just zoom out a little bit so you can see some of these. We have Sophia. We have Javier. Yop. Fabissa. Ewald. And Stepan. We've got Giovanni over here. Gaspard, Amir, Willow, Zoe, Andrew, and Ue. We've got Raven, Asata, yeah, that lady, Eba, Masika, Nicholas Green, Bojana, and then we've got Avery, Christos, Elizabeth, Ute, Lan, and Gong. Okay. These are our available crew. We hear you. Okay. Each player takes their available crew, puts them in sections, place them in front of them. These are available crew members. They'll be used throughout this ending to perform special risky checks. Now, check the morale in the bridge card holder in page 3. Is your morale very low? No. Is your morale high? I think it's high, right? I'm pretty sure it's high. It is high, yes. Add 1 marker to the victory pool. Woo! Okay.
Major Dahl was sure that if Vanguard focused on military expansion instead of diplomatic efforts, if it subjugated other civilizations and pooled their efforts and resources, the mystery of the Builder's Vault would long be cracked and the Earth saved. With the captain and section leaders in the brig, Major Dahl sent out squads armed with the latest technologies to do just that. Any opposition was driven underground and waited for the right moment. Now, our apparent return from the dead with the Builder's data and the welcome Dahl gave us caused quite a stir among the crew. Anu decided to make a move and sprung us out, hoping that together we could retake Vanguard.
Okay. Add 1 marker to your victory pool. Hey, we're good at this. We're almost at 10. Okay.
Anu sprung us from the brig. Together, we decided to free other inmates from all 4 sections and headed for the captain, who was held in his own cabin in another part of the ship. Unfortunately, we were too slow. By the time we opened the last cells, letting out section leaders, someone took an interest in the fact that guards had stopped reporting in. The corridors leading up to the brig filled with armed Marines. With so many weak or wounded, we couldn't shake them off, running deeper and deeper into the ship. That's when Anu stopped us and made an offer. She said she could stay behind and tried to buy us some time. We understood she's probably right. Without some help, the Marines will catch up with us. Still, we were reluctant to risk the life of our closest Edemian ally.
Okay, let Anu hold off the guards, leave some crew members to hold off the guards, attempt to flee without leaving anyone behind. We'll leave some crew members.
We tried to talk some sense into the Marines, but they proved loyal to Dahl. They felt that the previous approach dictated by the captain and his section leaders wasn't moving the mission forward. Soon, The talks were over, and the shooting began.
Okay. Players now perform a special check using their dice, and crew members. Any dice used in this check will be unavailable for the following checks, depending on your choices. You may face several more checks at this part of the story. First, all players may decide to roll any number of their section dice. Then all players choose any number of available crew members with arms, shields, or compasses. Okay, what have we got? We've got shield, arm. Oh, you're here as well. Shield. We've got compass, shield, compass. We have arm, shield, arm, shield. Okay, and then over here we've got compass, and that's it. Okay. So what are we doing? We're going to, first thing, may roll any number of dice. So let's roll just a couple, I guess. I don't really know what we need. Let's read the rest of this. Then all players may choose any available members of crew or convert from their hand to place them in the roll pool. Count the number of successes in the roll pool. Add 1 point for each crew member in the roll pool. You need 8 or more points to pass the check. So let's say we did you, a compass, that's 2. Another, let's do an arm over here, so that's 3. And then maybe 1 more shield, that's 4. Okay, and then we're going to roll this one, 2. What are the others? A compass, 3. All players choose any number of available crew members with those symbols on. Count the number. You may roll additional dice and assign crew members until they are satisfied with the result. Okay, so let's say a Vanguard over here and maybe an arm over here. Okay, these are the dice we're rolling, and we've got 4 people in our check. So okay, we've got 2 shields, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I've got these 2, which count as nothing for us. So I can re-roll another die. Let's roll this arm. That's an arm. Okay. So that is all of these dealt with. These go out of the game, right? These go out of the game as well because we rolled them. And all 4 of you guys, Cheryl, Assisata, Nicholas, and Willow, I thank you all for your assistance in this predicament we find ourselves. But we then remove all dice from the game pool. For each crew member in the roll pool, roll 1 injury dice. If you roll 1 of these, remove this crew member from the game. Okay, fine, before continuing. So we'll start with Willow over here. Let's tuck this up here. Willow. No, this is Cheryl. Cheryl, if we get a blood or a radiation, she's out of the game. You are out of the game. Cheryl, thank you for your service. Next, we have Summer. You are okay. Congrats. I've got to butcher your name a few more times. I'm just going to tuck you over there. Next, we have Nicholas. Nicholas is okay. And then we have Willow, who is okay as well. Remove all dice from the roll pool from the game. Each crew member in the roll pool rolls an injury die. Players return any crew members to their available crew who succeed. Okay, so you lot are all okay. We just lost Cheryl in that predicament. Are there no more available crew members left? No, there are no more available. Hold on, was that the right check? I don't know if that was the right check. Are there no more? Yes, there are no more left. That makes no sense. There are... How many victory points do you have? More than 8. Add 1 marker to the victory pool. Okay.
After getting to a safe hideout, we gathered to discuss our options. There was no doubt we needed to wrestle the control of Vanguard away from Major's hands. But how? The first idea was to break Captain Wayman out of his house arrest, but we quickly decided it just wasn't possible. Now that Dahl turned Vanguard into a warship and vastly increased the number of security personnel, the sector surrounding Captain's cabin was a fortress. Some of us believed we should storm the bridge instead. With its open layout and many entries, it was an easier target, and controlling the bridge would allow us to send our message to everyone on the ship. Another idea was to follow Dahl quietly, wait until she's vulnerable, and capture her, hoping that without her iron hand, at least some of her subordinates would choose to support us. Finally, a couple of us felt that whatever we do, we should try to drum up more support first.
We know that we have to take the bridge, right? That's how you take control of a ship. We're taking the bridge.
Our plan was simple. We pretended to raise a mutiny in a distant aft part of the ship, and as soon as Dahl took most of her loyalists to control the situation, we stormed the bridge.
Smart. I love that. Smart.
The time of our bridge assault drew near, with teams hidden near entrances and diversion groups scattered across the ship. We were almost ready to make our move, when Anu suddenly appeared and wished to speak to us. She begged us not to kill one another over abstract differences in our worldview. Instead of violence and bloodshed, she had another solution. Making use of her bridge pass, she could enter and detonate non-lethally Demian gas grenades, designed to incapacitate the feline predators of her planet. This would allow us to take the bridge without firing a single shot. The only problem was, the nerve agent in the grenades was never tested on humans. Despite her assurances that it was safe, we had no way of telling how long it would work, or whether it wouldn't leave Vanguard without most of its bridge crew in the middle of a tense situation.
We're going to decline. We're not using nerve agents.
No one answered our calls. We were alone in this. Soon, we decided to make our move regardless. We would either bring down Dahl, or die trying.
Players now perform a special check using their dice and crew members. Any dice in this check will be unavailable for further checks. First, all players decide, so we need shields, pickaxes, and spanners. Okay. Bad news is we don't have any in science. Okay. Over here we have shield, pickaxe, and pickaxe. Okay, love that. Over here we have a shield. Andrew's back. We have a pickaxe. And we have no spanners. Okay. And over here we have another shield. You're back. Congrats. We've got a pickaxe and a spanner. Okay. So we need 10 successes. So let's have a think about this. Spanner, yes. Spanner, yes. Spanner, we'll keep one. Compass, no. Pickaxe and shield. Shield. Pickaxe. Shield. Pickaxe? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know whether I want to use all of them. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can roll the dice before I decide, right? So we roll the dice, then we choose assistance. Okay, that doesn't seem great. 2, 3. These are all nothing. No way of re-rolling these. So we've got 3 successes, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if we'd left it at that. I am going to... The problem is I'm using all of the dice. They've just got the simple symbols on. I'm rolling this one. That's a nothing. Crap. Okay, you know what? Congrats, guys. You were all involved. I appreciate everything you've done for us. That's all of our rolls. We got to 10. If there are no more available crew members left, select this option. Otherwise, if you have fewer than 9 points, no. If you have fewer than 10 points, if you have 10 or more points, yes. Add 1 marker to the victory pool. We are flying along. We're up to 11.
As soon as the bridge was ours, we sent a message across the intercom and all frequencies, asking other crew members to come to our aid and stop Major Dahl. Nervous minutes of silence followed.
I think I need to roll for these guys, right? So it was this symbol or this symbol. Okay. Zoe. Zoe is dead. Sorry, Zoe. Andrew. Andrew is okay. Stepan. is okay. Javier is okay. Assist Sata is okay. I wish you'd die so I didn't have to keep saying a name wrong. You ever passed away, unfortunately. Raven, you're okay. Bojana, you're okay. Rayo. Nervous minutes followed.
Our call to arms reached every part of the ship, and everywhere it went, it fell on receptive ears. Most of the crew declared themselves on our side, including some of Dahl's top lieutenants. But she wouldn't give up just yet. Instead, she gathered everyone still loyal to her and stormed the bridge less than 30 minutes after our incursion.
Of course she did. Players will now perform a special check using their dice. All crew members, any dice using the check will be unavailable for further checks. Any crew members used in this check, depending on your choices, may face several more checks in this part of the story. First place, as many players decide how many dice to roll. So we need computers. We need shields again. We'll roll a Vanguard over here, and I guess we'll roll a Spanner. Why not? You can roll one of these and one of these, I guess. So we need computers and shields. You've got a computer. You've got a computer. Nothing else here. Okay, you have a shield. And a shield, you're back again. And a computer. Oops, you have a shield. You have a load of compasses. That's it. And over here we've got a pickaxe, a spanner, a shield, and a computer. Okay, well, first things first, let's roll our dice. Do we roll any more? I don't know. Let's see what we get, shall we? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, did we not roll this? 5. Okay, so we just need 5 to go. So let's go with Lan. You're number 1. Let's go with, since you've been doing so well, number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And number 5, I guess. Okay. So these are our checks. All of these go away. Remove any dice. If we get any of those 2 symbols, so we'll go through these. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can come back down here. We'll go through these checks one at a time. Bojana, you are okay. Ewald, you are okay. Tabisa, you are not okay, I'm afraid. Sama, you are like a cat. Lan, you have perished, unfortunately. Okay. There are no more crew members left. Otherwise, if you have fewer than 9 points, no.
ISS Vanguard was back in our hands. The section leaders were free, but the struggle was not over yet. While we were busy wrestling with Major Dahl, the situation within the system deteriorated rapidly. Only now that we were in complete control of the ship could we see how bad things got. By now, other races within the Eye already knew that our lander managed to escape the pull of the Thorn Zikov object and return to Vanguard. Some even had scans proving we brought some piece of builder's tech back with us. And even if they didn't, the automated messages the Eye was constantly beaming to all ships, asking them to enter and claim, have ceased. It was obvious that humans solved the builder's riddle, and everyone wanted a share of the spoils. Leaders of some alien vessels presented elaborate arguments why we should share the builder's tech. Others offered only crude threats. On the Vanguard's bridge, surrounded by countless flashing screens and incoming messages, we had to make a difficult decision that would change the fate of the entire galaxy.
Great. Can we make it quickly? Open the ship's book to page 41, add-on facility. For each planet card with the keyword allied or colony or embassy or conquered, add 1 marker. I think I've only got 3. I believe we have, let's have a look, just the 3 down here. So we've got 3 of them. So we're adding a marker for each one of those. for Ally Colony Embassy conquered. Hold on, let me just check what they say. I think one was an embassy and 2 were allied, but hold up. Yeah, 2, so 3 of these are being added. Boop, boop, boop. All players discuss and choose one. In the case of a tie, the science player ask Anu for an opinion, ask Fral for an opinion, ask Dr. Covey for an opinion, ask Dead Speaker for an opinion, deny the alien request and remain control of the builder's technology, accept the alien request and share the builder's technology. Dr. Corey, right? Dr. Corey's been here from the beginning.
My God, I never knew it would come to this. I must say, I understand the position other alien races find themselves in. In their shoes, I would be doing all I could to get my hands on the Builder's legacy. But on the other hand, after Project Birthright, I probably know more about the Builders than anyone on this ship. They were smart. They had it all figured out. If they asked us not to proliferate their technology, there must have been a good reason. Just imagine the terrible wars waged with its use. Anomalies extinguishing entire suns. Planets ripped inside out by subspace fields. I guess we should refuse to share anything until we have a firm grasp of the Builder's knowledge ourselves. And even then, I imagine some specific technologies could be too dangerous to spread around.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Do you have 7 or more markers in the victory pool? Yes. Okay, Anu, what do you think?
You must understand, we are wanderers by choice. As such, the laws of hospitality and equivalence are strong among us. Most Idemians believe that Vanguard has a debt of gratitude to pay to our people. They think your success would be impossible if we didn't restore your ship after your battle with irrigators. They will not understand if you refuse to share the discoveries from the core star. Many will decide to take justice into their own hands.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have 10 or fewer?
However, we did not survive that long in the galaxy by blindly throwing our lives away to fight any injustice. Your ship and crew are strong. You achieved a lot. My people will see and respect that. Many will not contest your choice, whatever it will be. I'm sure you'll find allies among other races as well.
Okay. We can ask Frawl. We may as well, right? So I don't know what ask Dead Speaker for an option is. I guess we can't. Ask Frawl.
We have fallen right into the trap of the old ones. Our fate is no longer our own. I told you it was foolish to pursue the riddle of the stills. My race, the visitors, knew that if they passed the test, they would become a tool in the Builder's hands. Didn't the Builder tell you they will steal your future? We refuse to participate in the games of others, more powerful races. We didn't want our future stolen from us. You should follow your example. Destroy the Builder's legacy, even if it means you won't be able to save your homeworld. Earth was lost anyway, defenseless, out in the open, a plaything surrounded by older, more powerful races. Use what you know to write your own rules, to create new home for your your slaves. Destroy the Builder's legacy. Set yourself free, even if it costs you your planet.
Okay. So we have asked everyone for their opinion. We have two choices. Deny the alien requests and remain in control of the Builder's technology. Accept and the alien requests and share the Builder's technology. We're going to deny, right? Count the number of victory markers. 5, 10, 14.
Soon, the Eye of the Void became an arena of a tense standoff between Vanguard and its allies, and the opposing force. On the surface, giant silent ships floated slowly through space and made it seem like nothing was happening. But the real battle took place elsewhere, across all communication channels. The lines between both factions kept shifting, minor races declaring fealty for one side or the other. Eventually, Vanguard came on top in this invisible struggle. It did not stop the violence, though. Some races were desperate enough to launch an attack, even though they had little chance of succeeding.
Players will now perform the last special check using their dice as crew members. Perform the following steps. First, all players roll all the remaining section dice. Then all players place all the remaining available crew members in the roll pool. Okay, here we go, everybody. So, let's just do it one at a time, I guess, to begin with. So, this is science. So it says we remove any of these and these. That's a huge roll from science. Look at this. Science has absolutely smashed it. Okay, next up we have recon. So you, and you. Not so good from recon, I will say that. Okay. Oops. Okay, next up, engineering. Okay, so the ones with two symbols I'll put up here. And then finally, security. Ooh, that is not great security. What have you done? Okay, you can go here, you can go here. You can go there, and you can go here. Right. First, all players roll all remaining section dice. Then all players place all of their remaining crew members in the roll pool. Remove all of those symbols. Now check the final score. What am I checking? First, all players then place all of the remaining crew members. Remove all of those. Count the number of the remaining on any remaining dice, and then add 1 point for each crew member. So let's just do this bit first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to do it with just crew. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We only had to beat 21. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 42, 44, 46. Just more than 21.
The battle wasn't easy.
I mean, it was. We had loads.
The technological advances of ISS Vanguard and our numerous allies eventually gained us the upper hand. Some attacking ships were destroyed. Most retreated to a safe distance. The Builder's data cache remains safe in human hands.
Take your ship book and check if all unique discovery cards slots. Take your ship book and check if all unique discovery cards and slot field are filled. They are not, I can tell you that.
This was the end of our journey. It started when we first entered the Eye's outer shell and discovered an entire hidden star system inside. It ended as we left this system behind. Now strangely silent without the Builder's message constantly playing across all channels. We were finally returning home, a much-changed crew of a much-changed ship. And while most of us decided to wait out the return trip in torpor chambers, the top researchers and constructors of ISS Vanguard used the long space travel to find a way of saving Earth from the crystalline weapon growing within its core. We found this solution, but even the knowledge of the builders could not turn back time. When the people of Earth noticed a new star in the skies above, their ship returning from its decades-long odyssey, much of Earth was too far gone. Vanguard destroyed the heart of the crystal and stopped its growth. Still, the planet remained unstable, unable to support such a large population. After celebrations and reunions, the truth soon became evident. Even though one journey had ended, more were about to begin. Earth was building new ships, far more advanced than the original Vanguard. Someone had to lead them to the stars where humanity would find a new home. Someone had to fulfill the role that the builders bestowed upon humans, together with their technology. Countless worlds on the builders' map were not visited yet, hiding unknown wonders. The masters of the weapon that damaged Earth were still somewhere out there and had to be brought to justice. A new age of exploration and discovery was just around the corner, turning most of humanity into nomads, not that different from the Vanguard's crew.
Congratulations, you've completed the ISS Vanguard campaign. We encourage you to try to find different endings, visit different planets, and pursue other research production options. You've completed the Vanguard campaign. Record the names and ranks of your surviving crew members separately according to their sections. You may see them again in future campaigns. Who survived? Okay, well, I mean, we won't go through and do this, but... So we have to go in and say what rank they are and all of those things. Let's hit save. Thank you for playing ISS Vanguard's core campaign. Lead writer, additional writing, etc., etc. Proofreading, thanks for playing. And we go back to the log. Look, I'll save my major thoughts for a review video, which, if you're watching the playlist, will follow after this. I appreciate you guys being here watching all of this. If you have, if this is your first episode and you got all the way to the end of it, I'd obviously recommend going and watching from the start. But a very quick thought from me. I know a lot of people love this game, and I know a lot of people who aren't sold on it. I fall more into the second camp than the first. So just a brief bit of history. I backed this when it first came out with a group of friends in our gaming group. We got it and very quickly discovered that it's quite polarizing for that group. One of us absolutely loved it, and the other three who were in on it just didn't find it that interesting. And I think a lot of it is because it feels more like a solo game than a multiplayer game. Now, having played all of it solo, I found the start quite interesting. Once we got to a certain point, I was just like, it's more work than there is payoff. That's my honest thought, and that's what I'll be saying in the review, is the setup, the getting the board out, the getting the section cards, and if you're using a rank 1, you need section cards with rank 1 on. If you're using rank 2, you have to choose the dice. The idea that you've got so much equipment and all of it is a bit pointless. They could have really toned it down, and I appreciate it's a Kickstarter thing, so sometimes 600 cards sounds really exciting, but if you only need 300, it's a bit of a faff. The dice rolling is obviously a massive part of it. As I said before, I think some of the cards that you get in this game, the earlier cards are better than the later cards for the section ones, because it just gives you a reroll. Whereas the others are like, discard 2 extra to turn this to a certain symbol. Means you're using more dice every time. Granted, you've got more dice to roll, but it just feels like, hence why a lot of the time I went with the lower level cards, just because it gave us more rerolls. And in a game where you're rolling dice, that's kind of key, really. I wanted to enjoy it more than I did, is the simple answer. I understand that for some people, I've seen quite a lot of comments saying they're really enjoying that we're playing this because it's one of their favourite games. Absolutely understand that. I'm not trying to dog on the game really, but just didn't fit the bill for me, really. I'm very excited about Iridia. I'm very excited about Lands of Evershade. I've probably already got my hands on those and had them on the table. They're much more my speed, fantasy adventure rather than sci-fi. But we also have Phantom Epoch, which is a space game which I'm excited to try as well. So there you go. This was ISS Vanguard. Thank you so much. There's a vote on the channel, so go and follow that. If you're watching this, it's probably a little bit late, but go and vote on it anyway, because it just tells tells me what you're looking to see. Equally, just leave me a comment. Let me know the games you want to see. That always means a huge amount. If you've got all the way to the end of this, please leave me a comment and let me know, because it means a huge amount. If you want to support us, then subscribe and like and comment. All of those things really help. If you want to go the extra step, then YouTube members is really where all of that support comes from. It just means we can get new games, we can upgrade equipment, we can do all of those things. And again, apologise for going off the rails a little bit, certainly in this last scenario, but equally we started to homebrew some rules just to make the experience a little bit quicker and more enjoyable for me. Apologies if that wasn't what you were into. That probably means you haven't got this far in the video. But to wrap up, really do appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. Keep an eye out for the review video. We try and keep them fairly short and scripted and snappy so I can get my thoughts down, but I will leave it a little period of time to really understand my own thoughts on it and see if anything changes over a few weeks, just to see if that makes a difference. But ISS Vanguard, Awaken Realms, they make a lot of games. Some of them really hit the mark, some of them don't. This one is latter for me, but appreciate for some people it is right on there. But thank you so much. Appreciate it. Much love. I'll see you soon. Thank you.